This happened to me a few months ago, but now I'm feeling a lot better now from what happened on that fateful night. So like around a few months ago, after my birthday, I got a Nintendo Switch. I didn't have any games for it, so I decided to go use up all my GameStop gift cards that I got for my birthday and decided to get games for my new Nintendo Switch. So me and my dad went to GameStop and I found a few games that I liked, like Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros. But then something caught my eye. It was a 3DS version of Resident Evil 2. And I was a huge fan of Resident Evil, and I was very surprised to see a 3DS version of Resident Evil 2. I've never seen a copy of it, and I never seen a copy of it on the 3DS. So I decided to buy it with all my 3DS, all my Nintendo Switch games. But as I was paying all my games in the cash register, the cashier gave me this white blank stare, and when he noticed I was buying the Resident Evil 2 3DS copy, and he said, "Are you going to buy that?" with a cold, scared expression. And I said, "Yeah." But then he just continued to check out all the things, and he gave me the receipt quickly with shaky hands and a scared expression. Me and my dad both looked at each other, but then shrugged, thinking that the cashier was playing around or something. When I got home, I wanted to play the 3DS copy on my 3DS, on my old 3DS, but my 3DS was already dead. So meanwhile, I decided to play with one of my Nintendo Switch games that I bought for my new Nintendo Switch. But as I was playing, I noticed that the picture on the cartridge on the 3DS version of Resident Evil 2 had a very grainy and blurry image on it. I couldn't even see the characters like Leon, Claire, and Ada. Just the title. But I ignored it, thinking it might have been damaged or something. Once my 3DS was fully charged, I put the cartridge on the game slot and clicked on the game in the 3DS. It showed the Nintendo 3DS logo and then fades to the game's menu. I was surprised that it was a good quality, no glitches, no nothing. There was nothing wrong with it. I was playing through it and everything looked normal at first, but then things started to get strange. Well, let's just say more strange. I was in Raccoon City when I noticed that I couldn't find any weapons. No guns, no axe, no nothing. I didn't even have one when I started it. I was defenseless. I decided to go hide in this one building. When I was walking through the building trying to find a hiding spot, I saw Leon, Claire, Sherry, and Ada all sitting in this one corner in the room. Leon looked scared. It looked really scared. Claire and Sherry were crying, and Ada was trying to comfort them. I was so confused of what was going on, and I was wondering why were all four of them in the corner of this room. Was this part of the game? Was this a glitch? I don't know. Then all of a sudden, Leon started groaning and screaming in pain. He fell onto the floor, his arms in his chest, screaming. All of you need to get out of here. Then I saw something to this day. I will never forget. Leon started transforming into a zombie. I tried to heal him with some of the health items in the game, but it was too late. He already transformed. Sherry, Claire, and Ada at this point were crying and scared. Ada took out her gun and tried to shoot Leon, but missed. Leon started chasing me, Sherry, and Claire. Me, Sherry, Claire, and Ada. We were all running, but one by one, Sherry, Claire, and Ada were all killed by Leon. I was the only one alive in the game. I've almost started crying in fear, because Leon was one of my favorite characters, and I hate seeing him like this. I wanted to stop playing, but then zombie Leon attacked me, and then faded to the game over clip and shut off by itself. I was so scared that I just turned off my 3DS and just played with my Nintendo Switch to get that awful game off of my mind. The next day in the morning, I threw away the game cartridge and never played it again. My parents kept asking me, "What happened to your 3DS game?" I've never told them what happened, and I never will to this day. Well, that's the end of my story. If you're lucky enough to see a copy of a 3DS Resident Evil game, just so you know, that little 3DS game may be more than meets the eye.